welcome to my channel, and through this channel I'm going to cover entire English UGC NET course of both paper 1 and paper 2, and I'll be talking about each topic in detail. And in case you face any doubts, students, you can comment down in the comment section below. Now starting my class with the first lesson of Anglo-Saxon period. Talking about Anglo-Saxons, we'll be talking about its historical background, how Anglo-Saxons came and who were Anglo-Saxons. So in this class, I'm going to talk about Anglo-Saxon period, and major points are written before you in the form of notes. So you can take down these notes. Old English literature is also called as Anglo-Saxon literature. Now students, you will be thinking, who were Anglo-Saxons? Anglo-Saxons were people who came from Germany, and Anglo-Saxons were three tribes, namely Angles, Saxons, and Jutes. Now see, Celts, these were the first people or the first tribe who came to England to settle down, and Celts were also called as Britons, Britons. So Celts were the first tribe who lived in Britain, and then after Celts, Romans came. So Romans ruled from 43 to 410 AD, and these Romans, they introduced Christianity into Britain. And when Romans came, after that, Picts, Picts, Picts were people who came attacking Britain. So what happened? Romans, in order to prevent or in order to save themselves from these Picts, they built Hadrian's Wall, which is given in point number 7. So Hadrian's Wall was built by these Romans to protect themselves from invaders. And Celts were two tribes, Gaels who settled in Ireland and Britons who settled in or who came to Britain. So what happened? That they built Hadrian Wall, and the Roman king asked Celts that you are going to defend themselves, you are going to defend yourself, because we are not sufficient, or we are not able to help you. So we have to turn back to Rome, and these Romans turned back to Rome because Rome was also being attacked at that time, so they left Britain. So when Romans withdrew from Britain, now Celts were the only people who were left. So what did Celt do? Actually, Celts were not able to defend themselves. So they demanded help. And they demanded help from these three tribes. That is Angles, Saxons, and Jutes. And you'll be seeing that these Angles, Saxons, and Jutes ruled over England after that for a long period of time. Okay, going further. Now what happened? Romans were pulled out, Anglo-Saxons and Jutes came and they just settled to England. So how do we know that Anglo-Saxons and Jutes have actually came to England? This is known through Bede's work. Bede's work was Historia Ecclesiastica Gentis Anglorum. So you can remember this as through Bede's work we came to know about Anglo-Saxons and Jutes coming to England. Okay. Now, I hope historical background is clear to you. Moving to the next part, which is the language. Now, talking about language, see, Old English language is founder or has led foundation of modern English. So, this is how students' English has started. And English is basically the combination, or it has been derived from the combination of native Britons language plus Anglo-Saxons language, which was a Germanic tribe. So this is how English came into existence. And during this time, poems were conveyed orally. They were not in the written form. Moving to our next part, which is about literature. Old English literature is also called as Anglo-Saxon literature. This I have already told you in the starting of the lecture. And the most famous work of this period was Beowulf, which I'll be discussing in my next video. So Beowulf is the most famous work of this time and is considered as national epic of Britain. Moving further, other known poems of this period are Wanderer, Seafarer, Ruin, and Dream of Rude. So there were four manuscripts in which these English poetry has survived till now: Junius manuscript, Versilli book, Exeter book, and a novel codex. And novel codex is also known as Beowulf manuscript. I hope this is clear to you. And this is it for today's class. In next class, I'll be talking about important works of Anglo-Saxon, and I'll be covering Beowulf in detail, and we'll be talking about the summary of Beowulf in our next class. Thank you for listening to my lecture, guys. And students, if you have any doubts, please free to comment down.